What's up, Waymakers? It's me, Mommy Suna.
Is a fish taco shaped like a fish?
And today we have a interesting video. I was sent this video that we're gonna be watching today a few weeks ago, and I'm just gonna put this quick disclaimer out here real quick. I'm not gonna be blurring most of these people's faces, and I'll tell you why. I feel like this is a paparazzi team that everyone knows by now, but these are the Franks. I actually have featured them on my channel before, and I did blur their faces, but no, you know what? No. They go to all the paparazzi retreats. They've got thousands of followers. So I'm putting this here in the video so that I say if, but it's more like when they decide to privacy strike this video, YouTube can review this video and say, oh, the people who requested a view are public figures? Okay, I guess there was no privacy infringed here. The other woman, which is going to be the one who talks the most here, she's basically their special guest. I forget her name, but I looked her up, and she's got 6,000 followers on Facebook, but her business page has like 22,000 or 21,000 people or something. Like, this is also a public figure. So just wanted to put that out there before YouTube takes this video down. There is no privacy being infringed on here. Before we press play though, let's thank the sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh. Have a packed schedule this fall? HelloFresh has meals covered with a weekly selection of over 30 recipes and over 70 convenience items, all delivered to your door. HelloFresh's recipes are so delicious, and now you can enjoy fall's freshest flavors. And with HelloFresh, it's so easy to effortlessly save time, money, and stress. They work with your schedule. Plans are flexible, and you can change your meal preferences, update your delivery day, and even change your address with just a few taps on the HelloFresh app. This was so easy and convenient for me when I went to Chicago last week. I usually get my deliveries on Fridays, but I flew out on a Thursday, so I was easily able to reschedule my delivery. HelloFresh helps you meet your goals by offering veggie, pescatarian, and fit and wholesome meals. You can definitely feel good about your food choices with HelloFresh. And if your goal is sustainability, they've got you covered there too. HelloFresh is the first carbon neutral meal kit company, and nearly all packaging is recyclable. If you're ready to finally start your journey with HelloFresh, boy, do I have a deal for you. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code SavannahMarie65 for 65% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com. Use code SavannahMarie65 for 65% off plus free shipping. Thanks again to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. Now let's do some makeup and watch an MLM scammer while she infuriates us all. This was a 2-hour long Zoom call, so I'm going to be upping the playback speed, because if we reacted to this whole thing at its regular speed, this video would be like 4 hours long. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Also, I'll have you know, the first 15 minutes of this call, they're farting around, having technology issues or whatever. It is embarrassing.
Figuring out the technical difficulties.
We're trying to get out of Bobby and telling to bring the phone. The other phone. You have to pull that. Okay, we're working on it. We're getting connected. Sorry.
Are you guys excited about the Zoom tonight? I am. Listen, you have two of the top-notch individuals in the industry.
This is fun. It's like convention all over again. You're muted, Robin.
Okay, we're almost there.
Hold on one second. Mom did something. I don't know what she clicked.
No,
We had to exit out and start over.
All you have to do is buckle your seatbelt tonight.
I don't know why it's doing this, but that's just what you get.
It's getting ready to be phenomenal.
Talk over here for a minute.
No, they can't.
Hi, can you hear me now?
You can't do that.
It's like you start a Zoom call and then you go 15 whole minutes trying to figure it out. Like, figure it out before you go live, dude. What the hell? It's not that hard. Zoom has a feature that you can make sure your video and audio are working before you jump in there. So I've chosen a starting point here, and that's just what we're going to do. But hey guys, leave me a comment, like this video, share this video if you want, and hey, subscribe. And if you think you're subscribed, just double check for me that you're still subscribed, because every time I say this, there's always multiple people who are like, oh my god, I was subscribed and now I'm not. Like, every time. YouTube is always unsubscribing people from me, so please double check that you're subscribed, and if you've never subscribed, maybe consider subscribing. I don't know. You do what you want. I think the spot I picked here is like the end of all of their technological issues.
It will be fine. You just have to see yourself super small right there.
Okay.
Will that be okay? Like,
I want you to everybody open your camera so we can see your lovely face. And then,
over here. Okay, we're good.
and then I want you to go through and introduce yourself. We're 13 minutes in.
Yeah, so I would just start going. You guys just jump on and get going.
Can we watch this?
Yeah, you can watch this.
Okay, I want you to know you can hear me now. Everybody can hear me, correct?
I do want to point out that at the beginning, the daughter, I think her name is Brittany, she's like, you're gonna have to see yourself in this tiny little screen instead of really big right here. Is that gonna be okay? Sorry, I just reached into my makeup bag to grab my foundation and it's busted. I haven't taken this out since I got back from vacation. I was in Chicago last week with Savvy Writes Books and RK from Your Morning Guru. It was a lot of fun, but it's broken. How did this even happen? I don't know. That's cool. Anyway, so she's like, is that gonna be okay? There's foundation everywhere. You can only look at yourself in this teeny tiny little thing and not in this big giant thing instead. It's like, you really truly need to like see yourself all big and gigantic to make a Zoom meeting. It would be like if I was sitting here making this video and I like required to be looking into like a monitor close up for the whole time. It's unnecessary. I just wanted to point that out because I thought it was funny.
Yeah. I'm Robin.
Yes.
I'm Mama Frank. And we are just came back from convention. So awesome. If you miss convention next year for sure. Again, I want you to open your cameras and we'll introduce ourselves afterwards. But Emily's here. She's been staying with me. She and Corey have been staying with me for a couple of days and she's what she did. She goes live all night long. She goes live.
She's crying. What the hell? Mama Frank, why are you crying? I feel like this needs to be slowed down a little bit. I'm gonna slow it down a tiny bit, but oh my god.
Key to viewers, she'll tell you all that. The key to having viewers on your live is to get them to join your team.
The key to having viewers on your live is to get them to join your team. We're right at the beginning. This guest speaker hasn't even started talking and I'm already like, what the fuck? So what you're telling me is she has so many people watching her live stream because she has recruited so many people. So is she suggesting that the people who are watching her live stream, a majority of them make up her downline? Like a majority of them are ones that she has recruited? Okay, maybe, you know, because she's like a leader or whatever, but she's not talking about a leader. Guys, she's talking about the live streams where she's selling jewelry that she has 2,000 viewers for. Now, what's the problem with that, you may ask? I feel like this is just like proof that the people who are actually watching these live streams and buying the jewelry are the consultants themselves.
So she so graciously today, she said, oh, I'll come on your live. So she came over on my live. She put, here's my phone that I'm going live on. She put her phone on. She went to Sparkle Nation, which is her business page, invited them over. I got 676 viewers today on my live. If I get 125, I'm like, what?
Please don't scream.
The thing that I love about Paparazzi
Oh my
is we
God.
have like businesses with sometimes the same inventory.
I don't know if she just like looks like she's about to cry when she talks, or if she's literally crying, or if she's like purposely trying to make herself look like she's crying. I don't fucking know what's going on here. But for a moment I was like, this woman's definitely crying. But then she like immediately goes back to like a normal face. Ma'am, are you okay? I don't think she's okay.
She sends her customers to me. I send to you. You send to them. We're all one big family. And I'm so grateful.
I thought all of those people would be watching her if she recruits them. Sure, you can watch more than one stream at once, but like you can really only pay attention to one. Doesn't make any sense. She is
tell
crying.
you how sweet that was to stand there on my live and have 672 viewers on my live. I mean, I felt like falling the whole time because
What the fuck?
thank you so much. So she's consented to come, and she hit one of 4 elite Empire diamonds. She has over 300,000 PV last year. She has 500 and some odd personally sponsored.
This chick is making a lot of money off of the purchases of 500 people beneath her. Damn.
She can sell, she can recruit, she can do anything. I remember I was at Elise Summit with her and she says, I have 23 more to get 500 personally recruits. I can't wait. I'm working on, I need 23 more recruits. She was at the DR And before we left the last night, she goes, oh, I'm at 502 now. She got like 28 new people to sign up to her team while she's in the Dominican Republic. If she can do it, you can do it.
Is it possible that maybe she was like showing off that she was in the Dominican Republic and being like, my company paid for this. I'm here in the Dominican Republic and you can be too if you join my team. It's literally attraction marketing. I don't know if you should necessarily be praising this because it just sounds to me like she went to the Dominican Republic, posted a bunch of pictures and videos, probably did some live streams bragging about it, and then she got a lot of people to agree to join. Great job.
Okay, well, I'm going to turn the time over to Emily. And here we go. She is just such a rock star. She has so much, a wealth of information. She's been pumping into me. We stayed up till 3 o'clock the other night. And I'm doing it. So here you go. Thank you. This is Miss Emily Brinson.
So what leg is this? Who am I addressing?
This is Brittany's leg and my extra leg.
All right. Hi, everybody.
So the Iconic Millionaires.
Iconic. Ooh.
Yes.
So I'm big on names and what you speak over, yourself and over your business. And so Iconic Millionaires, I love that. As Mama said, I'm Emily Brinson. I've been in paparazzi since August of 2016. So the 22nd of this month will actually be 6 years for me. When I started, I came in because my husband and I, we had lost everything. Our home had gone into foreclosure. We were actually selling watermelon.
This is the typical sob story that we always hear from every single person at the top. So just know that she is using this for sympathy to make you go, oh my God, I'm broke too. Oh my God, my husband lost his job too. Now look at her. Like, that's what this is.
On the side of the road trying to come up with some extra income. I'd done direct sales before and multi-level marketing, and I promised myself that I would never do it again. Okay, that was a promise I made to myself and to my husband that I would never do it again. But sometimes we find ourselves in a predicament where we have to try something either new or we have to go back and try something again. So as things got worse for us, I was placed into a VIP group that I didn't ask to become a part of. But in that VIP group, I began to see my sponsor, my now sponsor. I saw her posting and I saw people purchasing, but I would also see a lot of people saying next. Now, back then, I wasn't aware that once you get it one time and you sell out of it, you won't see it again. But customers were requesting more items than she had available. And so I started to add it up and say, okay, she could have made $50 extra. She could have made 35, more if she had more inventory. And as I watched, I saw that she was making the money that my family needed. Now, I know some of you probably watch, Brittany and the Monicas and the Emilys and the different ones in the business, and you see them making the money, right? You can make that money, all right? You can do the same thing that you see anybody else doing. You just have to make sure that you're showing up consistently to work your business. When you show up consistently to work your business, it's going to go hand in hand with recruiting. One of the things that my sponsor taught me early on in the business was it is easier to give birth than it is to raise the dead, okay? It is easier to give birth than it is to raise the dead. So I don't know if we have anybody on here who's ever ranked up or you started going a team and then people are falling off and they're not getting active and you're like, hey, it's not going anywhere, right? And sometimes we get caught up in trying to make people do things that they just don't want to do.
That's literally your job description. Manipulate people into joining your team, lie to them so that they give you more money, or, stalk them in their DMs, harass them until they say yes, right? Because no doesn't mean yes to these people. We know that.
Try to beg them to participate again. But my sponsor said, you cannot raise the dead, but you can give birth. So when I was about, 8 months into the business, and she said that to me, recruiting became intentional. For a lot of us, we work our businesses and we just say, if I get a recruit, I get a recruit, right? I'm doing what I'm doing, but if somebody joins, it's nice, right? But here's the thing. When you are intentional, you move differently when it comes to recruiting, okay? It's not just if somebody goes to my website, if somebody asks me about joining my team, you actually get up every day and you try to figure out a way to entice somebody, encourage somebody, and talk to somebody about the opportunity.
This is exactly why I always say the people who make it to the top of multi-level marketing companies, like this woman, they're a special kind of shitty. Usually what happens is that once you kind of realize, I'm not gonna make any money until I recruit a team, until I essentially start lying to people so that they will do this business with me, tell them that they can make all this money even though I'm not making it myself. The only way to do that is to recruit. So I guess I gotta do that. Most people will try that and be like, I can't do this. I feel scummy. I feel gross. I can't do it. That's the normal response to this kind of stuff. And then what do you do when you realize I will not make money unless I do something I don't want to do? You quit. I don't know what I'm doing with my eye color. I'm just experimenting. I have no idea what's going on. So that's why I always say the people who make it to the top are okay with lying and manipulating. She literally was just you have to be intentional when you talk to people, being with every person you ever talk to ever, you need to have the intention of recruiting them. I know she didn't say that word for word, but that's what I'm gathering here. I don't think it's too far-fetched to gather that from what she just said. She is where she is in paparazzi because she has no shame in what she's doing. She is the 1% of people who doesn't give a shit how many people she needs to step all over, how many people she has to lie to, how many people she has to use as a stepping stone. She doesn't care. She does not care about those people. She cares about getting herself forward and getting a bigger downline. And, you know, that's what she cares about. That is what this person cares about. That's it. That's really ultimately why I think that most people can't be successful in a multi-level marketing company. They like to be like, oh, it's because you didn't work for it. It's not that they couldn't work for it. It's just that it was slimy and gross and they didn't want to, so they quit. And if you can come to that realization and then keep moving forward with what you're doing, you're a piece of shit.
Us, whether we have made it big time or not, we've experienced something in paparazzi that has blessed us, whether it's mentally or emotionally, or like Mama said, the family and building relationships. But something has occurred that's made you hold on, that's made you fall in love with your business. And that's the thing you have to learn to share. Now, I hear people all the time, my family says I talk about paparazzi too much. They say that's all I talk about, it's all I think about. But I want you guys to think about, you know, marketing, right? When you think of commercials,
that's a problem. If the only thing you know how to talk about to your family, you know, the people who are closest to you in your life, if the only thing you know how to do is talk about paparazzi, that's a problem. That is not normal, especially to people you're close with.
Think of McDonald's, you think of Walmart and different places. They advertise commercials every day. Nobody's calling McDonald's and saying, hey, don't run the cheeseburgers one more time. I'm going to flip out of you. Talk about your cheeseburgers one more time. No, you keep watching them over and over again. And before you know it, you don't even know why, but I'm longing for a cheeseburger, right? You have to be that voice constantly talking about the opportunity, talking about the business.
But McDonald's, their advertising is advertising their products, being their food, not recruiting people. McDonald's hires people, yeah, but those people come to McDonald's looking for a job. McDonald's probably has never approached somebody and been like, hey, work at my restaurant for me, please. Like, I can't imagine a reality in which that happens. So this is why I hate this fucking argument, because I'm like, it's different. It's very clearly, there's a huge difference, and it's very obvious what it is. Yeah, okay, paparazzi has a product, blah, 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 blah. But with every MLM, paparazzi included, I'd say paparazzi especially, the business is not about the product. The product is only there so that they don't operate as a very obvious pyramid scheme. And at least McDonald's and Walmart pay their people minimum wage.
So in being consistent with building your business, building your inventory, getting your customer base growing, you also have to be consistent with what we call attraction marketing. In my family, the Elite Diamonds in the Rough, we call it AMP. It's AMP, which is attraction marketing post, okay? This is something that should be done consistently. You should tell your story every day. Now, you're not going to say the same thing every day. It's not going to always be join my team, join my team, join my team, but you want to begin to live your life and your joy in paparazzi out loud. I know Mama and Papa Frank have been blessed to buy a beautiful home, right? And sometimes we think that the only way we can do is attraction marketing post is if we're talking about a major win. But I told Mama the other night, a lot of people, if they're not in a good place financially or credit-wise, they're not even thinking about buying a house. I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you. But my position in life right now, I can't fathom the idea of purchasing a home. But everybody needs lunch, right? Everybody needs groceries. Everybody needs gas. There's some people that are trying to figure out how to pay their car insurance. It's little things that we pay for with our paparazzi businesses every single day, or at least weekly or monthly, right? And that's a win for those who are watching who may need some extra income.
You know what else pays for that kind of stuff? A regular job.
If it's a sisterhood, may you become a part of Brittany or Mama's team and you just love them pouring into you and encouraging you. And I know Mom and Papa tell you all the time that you're beautiful. Do you know how many women are out there that never hear that they're beautiful? Even those who are married, who have families and children, they never hear that, right? And so that thing makes you feel really good and makes you want to get up every day and live your life to the fullest. There is somebody that needs to know how you feel. They need to know why you love your business. They need to know why you keep showing up and keep working it day after day, right? So when you start doing your attraction marketing post, I want you to think about pretty much anything can be an attraction marketing post, but how do I bring it back to my business? So I gave the example to Mama the other night. I had one of my girls come by a couple weeks ago, and I did kind of like a one-on-one attraction marketing boot camp with her. And I basically would point out anything in the room, and I would say, give me something and bring it back to paparazzi. Bring it back to why I should join you. Bring it back to why I should follow you, right? And she took off her high heels, and they were just sitting on the floor. We were sitting at the counter, and I took a picture, and I said, talk to me about these heels. And when I first showed her the shoes, she's like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know, right? I said, do you remember when you used to work and you used to wear heels? And she said, yeah. I said, how did you feel when you got off? She said, my feet were aching. I was tired. Like, I couldn't wait to take them off. I said, but now you work from home, you go live. I said, do you wear your heels on your, she said, no, I wear my bedroom slippers a lot of times, right? I said, for the woman who goes to work every day and she's getting off and she's tired and her feet are just killing her, right? Talk about the fact that you now work from home and you never have to wear these. You can work from home, the comfort of your home, in your bedroom slippers, barefoot if you want to. I said, but that's an attraction marketing post.
You're going to use what you wear on your feet as a recruitment tool? What the hell? I get what she's saying, but like, also, can we admit that like, this isn't a normal way of thinking? Like, nobody in in a regular job, and I wouldn't even call this a job for most of these people, but most people in their regular jobs do not have to try to find ways to tie their job back to little things in their life, like what shoes they wear. As a matter of fact, it's really healthy to not do that. It's really healthy to separate your work life from your home life. Funny how that works. Like, it's go figure. When you clock out from your work and you go and enjoy your time off. With Paparazzi, you never stop working because you can't have a normal fucking conversation with someone without trying to recruit them, period. Because it's just like she's saying, she's basically like, everything you say needs to be intentional and you need to tie it back to paparazzi. What the fuck? Who wants to live that way? That is miserable.
It's not necessarily join my team. It's just that my lifestyle has changed and yours could too if you decide to join me. So when you think about attraction marketing posts, never overthink it. A lot of times I have people like, I don't know how to do it. I don't understand how to do it. They think they have to, like I said before, have to have these major wins, but you don't. You have to think about the little things in your life that has changed because you are connected to paparazzi now, because you own your own business, right? And you want to constantly provide that to your customers. Now, big things will start to happen. You will buy the homes and pay off the debt and pay off the credit cards and pay for student loans and put kids through college. Those things are going to happen in due time, but let people see your story build up. So a couple years ago, almost 2 years, my husband and I, you just met him a second ago, we actually purchased our home, okay? Now, the beautiful thing in this is if you heard me in the beginning, we were foreclosed on, and that's part of the reason why I started Paparazzi. We lost our home. We were blessed that my grandmother and my mother-in-law and father-in-law, they bought the property, okay? So we actually never had to move out of the home, but we no longer own it. And they said to us, we trust and believe in you enough that we know that you'll pay us back in due time when you get back on your feet. Now, for me, it wasn't pressure, but it was motivation to move harder because people believed in us.
That's also privilege. She obviously came from a privileged family who normally has a family member who can just, oh, I don't know, I can't make my mortgage payments, and then they just go buy the house for you. No one knows anybody who can do that, dude. That's such a far reach. So, like, right there, her origin story, a bit, I guess, if you will, is already like, I am where I am right now because I'm privileged. I am where I am because I had people to help me. And not everybody has that shit, you know?
Them, $100,000, right? And so we began to work our business. But here's the thing that was so amazing. Within that time span, and I did the same day, Mama, not many people know this. I didn't go live with this, right? The same day that we purchased our new home that we live in, I also handed them the check for the other home. So we basically bought 2 houses on the same day. Okay. That was major, right? But our customers saw us, right? That was huge, right? Our customers saw us build up to that. Because a lot of times if you come with this big success story, it's like, yeah, right.
Okay, so was that an income claim then? Would you guys consider that an income claim? I think I would. She gave a dollar amount. She said, I owed $100,000 to my aunt or whatever it was she said, who bought my house for me because I couldn't afford to make the payments. And then, however many years later with Paparazzi, I was able to write her a check. When you put two and two together, it's like, oh, okay, you made at least $100,000 with Paparazzi. First of all, she can't say that. That's why she didn't say that. But I mean, it's not that hard to put the puzzle pieces together here. But then she added on top of it like, oh, I bought 2 houses in one day. So then that's just like alluding to the fact that if you join Paparazzi, well, I mean, these people have already been recruited. She's just kind of basically like bragging at this point. It's not like she's trying to recruit these people. She's just trying to motivate them to buy more jewelry, buy more inventory so that their upline makes money. Probably I'd assume that the Franks are the audience's upline because I think this is their Zoom call. But anyway, what they want you to believe is, oh, I make money because I sell jewelry. And I guarantee that the large majority of the money that this woman has made with Paparazzi came from recruiting and having a team, came from their inventory purchases, came from their pockets, essentially, in a roundabout way. I guarantee that, dude. And if I'm wrong, show us the receipts, but I don't think you will because I don't think I'm wrong.
Like, yeah, did you hit the lottery? Like, you didn't do that with $5 jewelry, right? So you have to let them see the little wins over time. Be consistent in showing them how you pay for your groceries. Be consistent in saying, hey, I had a doctor's bill that my insurance didn't cover, but I paid for it. Be consistent in showing them how your life is changing and growing because of Paparazzi. And again, it doesn't always have to be from the financial aspect. Anything that Paparazzi has done for you. Maybe there are some ladies here that at some point you kind of felt like you lost yourself in your relationship or your marriage or kids, and Paparazzi gave you back, gave you, right? You started to realize the things that you enjoy and the things that you love. Talk about those things. If you have a picture from 2 years ago before you started and you kind of have just like, like a little smirk on your face, but then you have one with a huge smile like Mama Frank always has, show the difference in the joy that you feel now that you're working your business. Convention. Oh my goodness. If you went to convention and you have tons of photos, you have tons of attraction marketing posts that you can start putting out there. Everything from the camaraderie to the jewelry to the speakers. I mean, do you know how many companies, I've been to other direct sales companies, you go to convention, right? And they have the speakers and you end up falling asleep. Okay, because they're really not that good. Paparazzi brings in amazing speakers that have us laughing, crying, hugging, screaming on our feet, right?
If you didn't go to convention, it was like this.
Yeah, I was saying amen a lot too.
Yeah, because you people are in a cult and you behave that way because that's what people do when they're in cults.
But it was awesome. And so if you were a part of that, think about the fact that that was free with your convention ticket. There are people that go to hear speakers.
Whoa. Sorry, my camera died. I don't know how long that was not recording for. But, whoa, hi. For her to be like, those guest speakers, like essentially those events are free with your ticket? No, that is the ticket. That is what you're paying for. I think it's like $250 or something like that. $249, some shit like that, to buy a ticket to the Paparazzi conference. And then on top of that, you have to pay for your hotel, which is like $200 a night or something. So please fucking tell me, if that $250 does not cover your hotel and your travel, then what does it cover? Oh, that's right. It covers the entertainment part of it. It covers you going to see all those concerts. It covers you getting to see all these freaking motivational speakers that scream in your face and make you want to scream back, I guess. I don't know what you people are doing. If anyone in this Zoom call who's listening to this heard this and didn't bat an eye, didn't even consider that what she just said was so fucking dumb, I can't help you, man. You're too far gone.
Pay thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars to get a ticket to go to events like that. And we get that kind of stuff for free. So attraction marketing,
You
love being a
paid
part of a company
$300
where our
for
founders
it.
care so much that they would bring in top speakers to pour into us. If you've been looking for an opportunity where the founders on down are going to care about your success, join me today. It's just that simple, right? And so we take the little things and we keep putting it out there. I'm going to give you a tip. If you're the type of person like me that sometimes it's just kind of like, I don't know what to talk about, right? When you have those ideas and they start rushing in, start putting it in your phone, jot them down on a notepad, start writing them down. So then when you have those blank moments, you don't know what to talk about, you have the picture stored away, you have the idea written down, and you can go to it. But I want to challenge you to start doing this at least once a day. So for those of you who are going to say that's difficult, it's hard, make the first thing you do. When you get up in the morning, if you're like me, I pray, I have my worship music, I do what I do, I get myself ready for the day. But one of the first things that I try to do is an attraction marketing post, because I know it can be challenging. I don't necessarily want to do it. I'm the kind of person, if I write a long one, I got to read it 500 times. If I edit one word, I start from the beginning and read it all over. So it'll take me 20, 30 minutes for something that should have took me 2 or 3 minutes, right? But that's because I want to make sure that it's powerful. I want to make sure that you can hear my heart in it. I want to make sure that I'm telling my truth. That's really important. When you're doing attraction marketing, Mama Frank, Robin, her story is her story. Brittany's is Brittany's, okay? Yours is yours. And it does not have to resemble or sound like anybody else's, but you have to make sure that you're telling your truth, the thing that's going on in your life. Now, I will say this, if you follow some of the people that in Paparazzi that are doing really well, because we copy the right cat, right? You're following people that are successful. You can follow their guide, but don't try to imitate them. Okay. So what do I mean by that? If Mama Frank does an attraction marketing post and she's talking about her grandkids, okay. If you have grandkids, yeah, you go and you talk about your grandkids, but remember, don't use the same names. Like those are hers and those are yours, right?
No fucking shit. Really? Like, what if you're what if you're like 25 years old and you're in the Franks downline and you're like, I'm just gonna copy everything that the Franks do. And so you go and just copy and paste all of their statuses and be like, my grandson, Carl, and you're 25 years old. Like, obviously, they're not gonna do that. Most people in Paparazzi probably aren't as old as Mama Frank. You're wasting time explaining this because, like, that should just come obviously. Don't pretend that your life is somebody else's life. Don't say that you have grandchildren when you're 25 years old, okay? Step number 1, when you're in Paparazzi, make sure you don't lie about having grandchildren if you're under the age of 50. What the fuck?
Her kids and say, we went out on a boat. If you don't have a boat, don't talk about I went out on a boat with my kids. You talk about your kids because that's the example that she's laid out. Now, when I used to do it in the beginning, because I didn't know what to do, I would follow someone and I would do it on the opposite days. So if she talked about kids on Monday, then I said, okay, Friday, I'm going to talk about my kids. If she talked about going to dinner on Tuesday, then Thursday, I would talk about going to dinner. I just need a guide until I could figure out how to do it on my own. Once you start doing it more, it's going to get easy for you. You're going to
So replicate people, but don't replicate people is basically what she's saying. Replicate it so that people don't say that you're replicating them, but you still have to replicate them. It's like a puzzle and you just have to move the pieces around a little bit, but that's totally not replicating.
So attraction marketing will not always be about recruiting. Sometimes it will just be about building your brand, building your business page, and getting people to follow you. Because the more people that follow, the more people begin to shop. The more they shop, the more they start joining your team, right? So again, it's going to be simple, but you have to intentionally focus on what am I going to talk about? What am I going to share with people? How can I get people to know, like, and trust me, right? Now, for those of you that are like, I don't want to put my business out there. No, we're not saying if you get into a disagreement with your husband, come on and talk about, what you argued about. We're not talking about that, right? We're not doing that, right? Because I see it all the time when people coming on, I'm like, whoa, that's too much information, right? But your story, your truth, the things that you go through on a day-to-day basis, right? You want to learn how to open up your family and your life to your people just a little bit. Because for one, I have to kind of feel like I know you. We see it all the time, especially at convention. We get people run up, oh my gosh, Brittany, right? And you're like, hi, who is this? Right? And you don't want to say, I don't know you, right? But the person on the other end is watching you all the time. Even though you can't see them, they see you. You become family to them. I mean, they fall in love with you.
That's what we call, and we want to say it all together, parasocial relationships. Wow. And that's not a good thing. She's basically like, yeah, it's really uncomfortable. Like, who are you? I don't know who you are. But like, they love you. So just act like you love them back. It's like, no, you just have to like be a normal ass person. But please don't glorify parasocial relationships because that shit's dangerous, okay?
I have to get to know you. You have to share a little bit of your life. Not only that, but if somebody's thinking about joining your team and your life looks picture perfect, right? If my life isn't, I don't think I can do it. So like Britt said like earlier, I don't want my kids running around in the background, but sometimes you need them to run through a little butt naked, right? You need them to come through running through, right? Because the woman who has a crazy house needs to know I can work a business from home. I can have a wild and crazy family. My family is wild and crazy. Okay?
Dude, literally
and
me.
I just tell people, just pray for me because, ooh, this is a lot, but I keep selling and I keep showing the woman or even the man on the other end that even with a family and a busy family that you can still do paparazzi. So again, you want to share as much of your life as you feel comfortable with. For me, I've gone back to even share things prior to paparazzi. I went through years of depression and a suicidal mindset, just different things that I endured. And I want people to know what God has done for me. I want them to see.
Bring up shit from your past that you had to work so hard to forget, that it was probably traumatizing and you had to go to therapy and do all these things, but bring it up so that it benefits your business. You're just asking people to have like breakdowns, dude. Like, that's not healthy.
And so I don't pretend to be anybody that I'm not. I let them know who I am, what I've been through. And I believe that because people can relate to that, it makes them feel more comfortable. It makes them feel more comfortable shopping with me, joining my team. And also you want to make sure that people know who you are, because I don't want to sign up thinking that you're one way. And then once I sign up, I'm doing life with you, trainings with you. I'm always talking to you. And then you're not my cup of tea, right? So it's really important to share who you are. Because again, know, liking, and trusting is going to be huge when they make a decision. I want you to think about something. There are tons of consultants out here, right? Tons of people selling, tons of people offering the opportunity. But what makes somebody say, I'm coming with you? Why should I join your team? What is it about you? If I don't know you, you're probably not going to be an option for me, okay? So make sure as you're doing your attraction marketing, you're opening up your heart, you're letting people know who you are. It is big and major to love people. I tell people all the time, if you want to be a big recruiter and you don't love people, you have a problem.
So is she basically saying, like, people are going to have parasocial relationships with you if you put yourself out on the internet and you talk about your life, and you gotta just let it happen? No, like, set boundaries, dude. You gotta have boundaries. I mean, it's one thing to, like, love people as a whole, but, like, if I sit here and tell you guys, like, to the camera and be like, I love you guys so much, like, I don't actually mean, like, I am in love with you as one singular person. I don't fucking know you, dude. No, I'm not in love with any of you, by the way. I mean, I love you guys are amazing, but like, I'm not in love with you, okay? But that's basically what it is, right? And she's just like, let it happen. People love you, let it happen. People want to come over to your house even though you've never seen them before, let it happen. Like, didn't we just see this shit? Oh my god, with the whole Gabby Hanna thing. Like, I don't want to talk about this too much because it's all kinds of fucked up, but like, long story short, she had like a manic episode live on TikTok. One guy fucking showed up to her house while she was having a manic episode, and she let him in the house because she wasn't in her right state of mind, pretended he didn't know who she was, pretended that he just wanted to use her bathroom, and then she found out that he did know who she was and that he had been filming TikToks inside of her house and all this shit, being like, I'm in Gabby Hanna's house, da, da, da. It's like, obviously he manipulated her and basically lied, like he knew who she was the whole time and he didn't tell her he knew who she was. But like, I mean, fans show up to YouTubers' houses all the time, and it happened to Gabby Hanna just like 2 weeks ago. This shit happens, dude. So let's not encourage that. Can we not? Guys, that's not normal. If you've ever thought about going to someone's house that you like on the internet, don't do that. Don't do that. That's weird, and that's an invasion of privacy, period.
Yes, we know we have the cutest jewels, right? But
no, you don't.
Only how we get connected. It's not how we really do this together. Like Mama said earlier, we share with one another, we teach, we coach, we love on each other. And so it's really a people business. You have to learn to love people. You have to learn to show up and serve people. So for me, I know there are a lot of people that think recruit because they want to make money. The truth is you will make money in due time, but you have to put people first. You have to love people.
You can't promise that. That is not the truth. She goes, the truth is in due time, you will make money. Statistically, like the numbers say otherwise, ma'am. That is literally not true. And you cannot sit here and be like, oh, if you just put more time into paparazzi, eventually you'll make money. Not fucking true. Quit lying to people, dude.
Be the light for them. Be the words of encouragement. Take a couple extra minutes to pour into them and love on them. Because if I feel safe with you, if I feel like I can grow with you, then you will be my choice. When tons of people are saying, join my team, I will go with you because you're the person that makes me feel comfortable. So again, with those attraction marketing posts, everything is not going to always be join my team, join my team. A lot of it is going to be just exposing your heart and who you are and how you feel about paparazzi, how you feel about your team and your uplines and your downlines. With that being said, I will say always stay away from negativity. Okay. I see posts all the time and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that, right? There are people that complain about their sponsors. I don't really know what that's all about, because to me, a sponsor is just like anybody you meet in a grocery store. They open the door, you say thank you, you go in, they don't have to follow you around the store, you get your job done, right? But a lot of people who are frustrated or had, little issues, they complain about sponsors, they complain about missing pieces. I see people saying, join my team, but I have 30 invoices unpaid. Okay, you don't even get paid. Why would I join your team, right? So we have to be careful about the things that we put into the atmosphere. When you're talking about recruiting, you want to make sure that you're talking about the positive aspect. Now, with any business, anything in life, you have ups and downs. That's to be expected. But we're not going to cram them or slam them with negativity and say, come and join my team, right? Because a lot of things that we go through, whether it be missing a piece or shipping delayed or whatever, it's stuff that we get over in due time. It's not anything major that stops us from being successful. It's that we get in our feelings for a moment, we're all upset, we have a hissy fit, and then we calm down, right? So a lot of times when I see the comments and I see the posts about negativity, I wonder to myself if these consultants actually understand the power of the tongue. I'm a big believer in the power of the tongue. What you speak over your business, what you speak over your life, what you speak over your sales and over your customers. Before we came on, Mama and I, we went in the back and we prayed. And I'm going to tell you, Mama, I don't know how your team moves, but I pray with my team. I don't go out and we pray together. You know what I mean? Because I'm a faith-filled person. I know that you are too. And I believe that we can do all things.
Someone in paparazzi is faithful in their religion and prays with their team? What? Never fucking seen that before. Wow. Alert the press, dude, because this is a whole new ball game. No, dude, no. They're all like this, by the way. It's weird that she even asked. She's like, I don't know how you are with your team. It's like, you should know. You're in paparazzi and you all act the same way. So, yeah, anybody who says that, religion and paparazzi aren't intertwined, they're just full of shit and in denial.
But I also firmly believe that when you speak things into the atmosphere, before it travels across the room to Robbie, before it reaches Brittany, I hear it first. So I'm impacted by it more than anybody, because sound travels, right? And so before it comes out, right here, it's closest to my ear gates. So you have to be mindful. Even when your business is not where you want it to be, watch your mouth. Even when your sales are not where you want them to be, watch your mouth. When team members are quitting and other people are giving up, still watch your mouth. I speak success over myself constantly, no matter what the numbers look like, no matter when people say, oh, the black and white is projected to do this and that. I have faith and I'm going to keep speaking success over myself. So when you learn to speak with, I'm going to say, a spirit of a tongue of gratitude and even a prophetic spirit, speaking life over your business. When you start saying, I'm going to have 100 customers, I'm going to have 100 viewers, I'm going to recruit 100 people, I'm going to hit my life at a party, I'm going to reach my crown club. You begin to believe in it yourself. You begin to move differently. And when you believe, you move with intentions. If you believe right now that you're going to cook dinner, right? I don't care if the cabinets are kind of bare and the fridge is kind of empty. If you believe that you're going to make a meal for your family and you go into the kitchen and you're intentional, even if you're missing a couple ingredients, you're still going to come up with a meal. Right?
Correct.
For those of you who have ever struggled, right? You've made a meal out of nothing before, right? Because you went in with intentions of making a meal.
Guys, this is not the same thing. You need food to survive as a living organism. You don't need to recruit people into paparazzi to live. It's not sustaining your life, okay? Let's not be this dramatic.
So it's the same thing. If you go in with intentions, if you go in believing, if you go in speaking it, it's going to manifest. The only problem that I see with this is some people give up a little too soon. Yep. It's not going to happen overnight. So the one thing I teach my team, because they look at my success and you get people that, oh, if I'm not an impressionista in 30 days, I quit, right? Okay, so not realistic, but we have those kind of people, right? But this is what I tell people. I did not do this overnight. I did this every night. I'm going to repeat that. I did not do this overnight. I did this every night.
If you want to be successful, you have no more free time anymore. You do not get a night off every single night once you put your babies to bed after they've done all their homework and you're finally on your wind down time. Forget that wind down time, baby. Now you gotta do paparazzi. No spare time for you. Nope. No. But then obviously then they go and like preach, time freedom. I work from home and I don't have to wear heels. It's all just so many lies.
But honestly, it's being committed to the commitment. I'm going to consistently show up and work my business. I understand it's going to take time. I want you to think about a building or a house. Let's talk about a home, right? Especially if anybody's ever had a house built, you've seen one being built. Would you want to live in a house that was built overnight? I don't even think I could sleep. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, what's going to happen? You put this up in 24 hours, like, doesn't even sound right. So why is it that we expect our businesses to grow overnight? Why is it that we come in with a restriction or a limitation of how long, if it's not done in 30 days, right? I want you today to get rid of your quit date. I want you to throw your quit date away, okay? Because too many people have come in already saying, if it's not done by this date, if I don't do it by the end of the paparazzi fiscal year, or the end of the calendar year, I give up. But what if that thing that you were missing, what if that wind of favor and blessings was to pour in the day after you gave up? You never know. I think you should stick around and see what the end's gonna be, right?
You know why she thinks that you should stick around? Because every time you buy inventory to continue working your biz, she makes money. Well, I mean, not her specifically. I guess the Franks make money. She makes money off of her own team doing the same exact thing. She wants you to stay in paparazzi, not because she wants to see you succeed, like genuinely. She just wants you to be another number, another person who is buying boatloads of inventory that you can't sell, because that's how she gets paid. That's how she has made a bulk of her money.
Every day that you get up with a renewed mind, you get up with renewed energy. I don't care what happened last year. I mean, the truth is, whether you're doing bad or you're doing really well, at the beginning of the year, we all start over. Brittany, have you ever had all that PV and then on July 1st, you get the big goose egg that says 0 in volume? Last year I had over 360,000 PV, and on July 1st, it says 0. So why
don't screenshot that sucker?
Right, I'm listening.
Isn't that normal?
I didn't get it, right?
It just
But I remember thinking this
resets.
year, but the truth is, it doesn't even matter because it's gone now. And so that means whether you did an awesome job last year or you did a horrible job showing up for your business last year, the past is the past. What are you going to do today? What are you focusing on tomorrow, right? I see people all the time, they get caught up in like, oh, I was the high school, prom queen 40 years ago. You know what I mean? Like you get stuck in the win is the win from the past. What are you doing today, right? We can't get caught up in the past.
It's also funny because, we always say, people who join pyramid schemes are the people who peaked in high school. So, yeah, maybe that adds up, actually. Yeah.
And so I've learned that even if I've done something great or if I've not done so great, I don't let my past determine my future. Like I'm not showing up based off what happened on yesterday. I'm showing up on what the promise is on tomorrow. See, one thing, do you talk about God on your page?
Yes.
Okay, because it's gonna come up. He's gonna come up, mama. So the one thing that is so important to me that
God is her
Yes.
constant
Yes.
partner. She talks about God every single.
I mean, if you are a religious person, isn't that what you say? Like, Mama Frank, if you're religious, wouldn't you say the same thing about God? Because if you don't, then, like, girl, that's blasphemy. Read your Bible. He wants you to walk with the Lord,
minute. So I hope that's not offensive to anyone. I don't think it would be because we talk about God also. So go for it, sweetie.
So like I said, I was depressed. I fought through suicide, childhood molestation, went through rape as an adult. And so I have gone through so many things and I know why I'm here today. So that's why I talk about them so much, right? But in all honesty, it's just some things that he said to us that really stick out to me. And I really feel like life and business, it's not a separate entity. It's the same thing, okay?
That's an extremely unhealthy mindset to have. Life and business are the same thing. No. Leave your work at home and have some leisure time, dude. I don't get why they don't get this. Why do they keep preaching this shit, man? Like, people need to have time to relax. But in Paparazzi, she's basically saying, like, your life is paparazzi now. You don't get to have a life without paparazzi. It's all intertwined now. Great job. I'm sorry, but, like, YouTube is my job, so what I'm gonna do when I finish filming this video, I'm going to put everything away and I'm going to go lay down and chill out. I'm not going to then start editing right away or whatever. Like, I'm gonna be filming for like 3 hours, dude. Like, I need a break. Okay? Like, you need a break. When you're working at McDonald's or at Walmart, you're on your feet for 4 hours, you need a lunch break. Go take a lunch break. And then, guess what? You're gonna work a little bit more, and then you're gonna clock out, and you're not gonna think about anything at work again until you get into work again, until you clock in again. That span between clocking out and clocking in, that is your time, and you need that time. People need that time. Don't try to be like, use that time to work your business. That's so unhealthy.
Goodness and mercy follows you all the days of your life. It doesn't say it follows your paparazzi business or your K or other companies, right? It doesn't say that. It says you all the days of your life. So that means that whatever you get into, that you can be great at, right? And then he also says to us that the latter shall be greater than the former. The latter shall be greater than the former. So that means that tomorrow is promised to be better than yesterday. That means that whatever I missed on yesterday, I can still go after it on tomorrow, right? So when you have a mindset to not worry about what's past and what didn't go right and what was the problem, what was the issue, you'll always think about what's next. Who's my next recruit? What's my next rank? What's my next life of the party? What's going to be my next selling goal? What's going to be my next attraction marketing post? You're always thinking about the next thing because you know that he's promised that what's to come is better than what's past, right? So for me, every day, I know that we're going to have ups and downs, right? But just like we did before the live, I pray for my strength. I pray for my mindset to be clear, for my heart to be clear. I do believe that sometimes we're stagnant and we don't grow in business because the heart's not right. because when you're dealing with people, you can't be nasty and you can't be hurting people, right? You gotta love on people, right?
I mean, let's be honest, like, what was that chick's name? The fucking vile, like, lady who said that she wants us to bust all of our teeth out. She is, was successful in paparazzi. She ended up quitting, or did she? I don't even remember. I've put that all out of my mind, but she left paparazzi for some reason. But before that, she had a team. She was successful, and she was the nastiest person on this planet. She was the nastiest MLM distributor that I think I have ever had on this channel. I've had a lot of nasty ones, but she takes the cake, and I think she always will. She wasn't all sunshines and rainbows. She said she wants us to fall down a flight of stairs and bust our teeth out. That's not nice, but she was able to be successful, so what is it?
So I have my daily goals, I have my weekly goals, and I have my monthly and my goals as far as the year, the calendar year, and the fiscal year for paparazzi, okay? But I keep them in front of me. So for those of you that are saying, I want to recruit more, right? It's like I said before, it's one thing to just get up, oh, I'm going to recruit, right? How many people do you want to recruit? Do you know what the target is? Do you know by the end of the month that I want to have 5 new team members? Because again, if you know what you're going in to cook, right? Even if you don't hit just, you're missing an ingredient here or there, you're still going to come up with something. There are too many people that are just letting business happen. I teach my team, go make it happen. You have to go and make it. Life is going to happen. Hello, let's talk about that. Because everybody always, oh, life is happening and I'm struggling here and there and life is happening. That's a blessing when life is happening. That's a gift from God when life is happening, right? So we don't want to complain about that, but we understand that we experience ups and downs, right? But here's the thing, life is going to happen. It's a choice to make business happen. It's a choice to make sales happen. It's a choice to make recruiting happen, right?
It is not a choice on whether or not you're going to make a sale or whether or not you're going to recruit somebody, because you cannot, unless you're really good at manipulating. Manipulation is a form of control. Unless you're some master manipulator, you cannot make somebody buy a piece of your jewelry. You cannot force somebody to join your team. So don't sit here and be like, oh, your success in paparazzi is a choice, whether or not every person wants to be a bazillionaire in paparazzi because of people like her. She stands up there and she's just like, oh, I just show up and then I was rich. Basically, I prayed and I showed up and here I am. And it's like, oh, that sounds easy. I'll just pray more and make some more posts on Facebook or whatever. And it's like, it's not that. I'm gonna go get a White Claw. We're like halfway through this video and I just can't with this bitch anymore.
So first thing I want you to do, I'm one of those kind of interactive. I like for you to write and jot down some things. I want you to think about it. What would you like to see as far as your recruiting number? Now, time out, because somebody right now is saying, I haven't recruited in a while, so let me be safe and say 2. Let me be safe and say 3. Let me be safe and say, oh, if I get 1, that's awesome. I didn't ask you what you think you can do. I asked you what you want to do. What would you like to see yourself do? Okay, because I'm going to tell you right now, there have been months that I beat my best, okay? And when I beat my best, no, I didn't think I could do that. So when I first started, we had my best month ever was 11 recruits in a month. And that was so mind-blowing to me. I was like, oh my goodness, I got 11 people.
That is a lot.
And that was huge, right? And then one day I got 11 people on one live. Whoa. What just happened here, right? And so then my top recruiting month became 35. And I mean, I wasn't running for a necklace. I wasn't doing anything spectacular. I was just talking and sharing and letting people feel my excitement about this opportunity and all that God had done in this business for me and my family, right?
Okay, but if you get 35 people in a month to join your paparazzi team, I don't know what she's saying in her lives, but she's very persuasive, clearly. That, and like, she obviously has a lot of people watching her, if that's the ratio in which she's recruiting people. Like, it's not like she had 36 viewers and she recruited 35 of them, like she had to have a lot. So like, where did those come from? Did you have a social network built before? Have you, I don't know, what have you been doing? Because no one just like starts a paparazzi business and just randomly starts posting on their Facebook and using little hashtags here and there, and just suddenly it just booms and now they're a millionaire with paparazzi. Like, that doesn't happen. That's not like all it takes, dude. Like, she had to have had some kind of following before, but see, like, she had to have a huge audience. That's not easy to do. You know what that is? That's luck. That is luck. That is the algorithm. That is the Facebook algorithm throwing you a bone. We don't all get that. We rarely get that.
We went to the Dominican, and when I went to the Dominican, I had a goal set. I wanted to have 500 personally sponsored from the time I started this business up until that date, until I went to convention. That was my goal, okay? So that month, I said, okay, I'm going to beat my best this month. I want to hit 500, and I had a goal, and I was focusing on the goal. Now, I was blessed that month to have 43 new team members, but I will tell you this, it would never happen if I was not focusing on it, if I had not spoken into the atmosphere, if I had not told my people I was going to do it. See, sometimes you got to be bold enough to say, I'm chicken, I'm scared to go live, but I'll see you at 9 o'clock. Now you put it out there and you got to show up, right? Because you want to be a woman or a man of your word, right? And so I spoke it in the atmosphere. I told everybody, I'm going to be my best in recruiting this month. Now, I didn't know it was going to be 43. My mind was blown away, but it was just a reminder to me that sometimes we begin to put ourselves in a box and God has way more for us. We begin to believe that I can only do what I've done in the past, but I believe the best is yet to come. So when you write this number down, again, I don't want it to be about what you've done in the past, what you haven't done in 6 months, matter of fact, somebody said, I've never recruited. I don't care. How many people would you like to recruit? What do you believe would be a game changer for your business? Maybe somebody's saying right now, 3 weeks getting paid as director. I'm cool with being a director. I want to be a director, right? Maybe some of you are saying, I'm going for premier director. I would love to have at least 10 people. If I can get them at about 300 PV, I can hit premier director. What is it that you want? The first thing you have to do is be honest about what you want. See, I think sometimes when we go through trials and tribulations, we start to put to the side the things that we really want, and we begin to just settle. Paparazzi is an opportunity for you to take those dreams back out, dust them off, believe again, try again, get up and do it again, right? And so your first thing is getting in tune with what you want. So when I start my paparazzi fiscal year, I always know exactly what I want to do that year. How often do you want to go live? How much money do you want to make? How many people would you like to see on your live? Because I'm gonna tell you something, in order to grow your numbers, you have to know your numbers. I teach my team this all the time. In order to grow your numbers, you have to know your numbers. How are you ever gonna know if you're growing if you don't know where you started? How are you gonna know if your page is growing, if your business is growing, if you don't know where you're at? And a lot of people don't track this. I find all the time, I ask people, hey, how many people do you have on your business page? I think about 500. Have no clue. Right now, if you don't know, go find out. How many people do you have on your business page? Because you have to watch that number and make sure that you're adding to that number. That number is going to play a huge role in how many sales you get, and also going back to what? Recruiting. People say all the time, what's the secret sauce when it comes to recruiting? Sales. Because once I get your attention, right? Because even if you come in for the sisterhood, you don't come in and lose money. Even if you come in, for the camaraderie or to hang out at the vacations, you still don't want to lose money. So we still have to show everybody that we make money, right? The more you sell, the more people are like, okay, wait, maybe I can join this and make a few extra bucks, right? So it's really big for you to focus on the growth of your business, your personal business. Before leadership, before building a team, the first thing is you become the consultant that you're dreaming of. The consultant that you want on your team, the person you want to join you, become that person. So for my team, when I come and I say, I challenge you to a 12-hour live, guess what? I can ask them to do it, right? Because I'm doing it, right? Or if I come and I say do a minimum of 4 hours, I can expect them to do it because they've seen me do it, right?
It is so wrong and nasty to be like, if you want to be successful, you got to do a 12-hour live like me. What? No. Most people don't do that. That's not like a normal thing. But I guess, you got to be abnormal to be successful in an MLM. So shit, okay. There were things that she was saying that I kind of did agree with when she said, you need to establish your business first before you can even try to recruit people. And while the concept of that is basically what they all say that is happening in MLMs, the truth is once you get into them, they're like, you want to make the big bucks, you got to start recruiting now. They push it immediately. Look at me, I'm a jet setter, whatever the fuck, and I went to the Bahamas, and I okay, how did you become that? Oh, you recruited a bunch of people? I want that, so I guess that's what I gotta do. It's conflicting information, and they get confused and they don't know what to do. It's the successful people are all recruiting, and here I am getting on live for 2 hours and only selling one piece. What am I doing wrong? And then of course it's well, I'm gonna listen to this lady and all she's talking about is recruiting. So while she's right, you shouldn't be trying to do all these new things with your business, any business really, until you build that foundation, or else shit's gonna crumble. That's why you need a foundation. The fact of the matter is that when you're talking like this to your team, you're confusing them, because when you are on your live selling your jewelry and hoping that people buy enough that they go, I want to do this too, they just naively think that you're just selling jewelry and that's all this is. But then they get in there and it's oh shit, you have a team. So I need to have, that's why you're so successful. It is a whole different ball game than they signed up for,
I want you to write down what it is that you want and what you're willing to do to get it. Because a lot of people are like, oh, Brittany, I want to be like you. I want to be Pink Diamond. I want to be Empire Diamond, right? But are you willing to show up consistently to do it?
Let me rephrase that for you. Are you willing to lie to and manipulate people in order to get them to join your team so that you will make money off of what they buy for inventory? That's what it is. Are you willing to put all your morals aside and all your feelings about what's right and what's wrong? Are you willing to put all that aside to be like me? That's what she's saying. And the code word for that is showing up. When someone in an MLM says, what do you gotta do? You gotta show up. You gotta show up for your business. That's what they mean. Put that in Webster's dictionary, ma'am.
Think about this, right? When it comes to leadership, we hear it all the time. I want to become an elite. People want the perks and they want the title and they want the paycheck. But do you actually want the responsibility? Because to whom much is given, much is required, right? So when you write down what you want, understand it's going to require some things from you. When you say, I want a team build, it's going to require attraction marketing posts. It's going to require you going live. When Pastor and I go different places, we don't just go live and say all the time. Sometimes we're showing them our lifestyle. We're letting them see our vacation. We're showing them Mama and Papa Frank's backyard, right? To motivate and encourage them, right? But you have to make sure that once you say, I want this, that you're willing to do what it takes to go after it. Because, I see it all the time. Hashtag goals. Bridget, you ever see that? Hashtag goals, hashtag goals, hashtag. You see that, Robbie? People are hashtag goals, hashtag goals. They see your post, right? And you've done Life of the Party Platinum and they're like, hashtag goals. Well, if you don't work for it, it's just hashtag dreams, right? Hashtag goals means I'm going to go after that. I'm going to work at that. I'm going to show up consistently and try to do that. Now, it's a blessing when we can get some friends and family members to share and invite and do all that, but it's not their responsibility. So if you're saying that I want to grow and I want to build, what are you willing to do that? Okay. Because again, going back to it, sales, right? How do we get sales? You cannot sell to an empty room. You got to get people in the room, right? So networking is major, all right? Networking is so big. This is when you have to decide if you want to be the shy girl or you want to be the girl who's going to walk up and introduce her business. I say this all the time, right? You fall in love. Okay, we're in love, right? And so everywhere you go, you want everybody to know, this is my sweetie. I'm, whatever. Yeah, this is my sweetie, right? This is my love right here, right? And everywhere you go, right? You tell the world, oh, I'm so in love. I'm so in love, right? We claim to love our businesses, but then we see somebody and she's wearing some jewelry and she will probably like paparazzi if I talk to her, but I'm too afraid and I'm not going to tell her about it.
She just is like, all right, that's enough. Go away. That was that was the most awkward fucking thing. Mama Frank's all standing there all like so excited, and then she's just like, no, shh, go away. No, shh. No, Mama Frank, go. Bye. That was funny.
Now, I mean, one day I want to walk the stage, right? Because of my love. But I'm not going to tell anybody about my love. And so we have to get over that. I'm too shy. I'm too nervous. I'm too afraid. Now, I can tell you this because I've been there and I've done that, right? My first year, I was terrified of going live. Most people don't believe me. Those that see me now, right? Terrified of going live. My husband is here.
Why is she still holding onto her arm like that? Mama Frank's just on standby, just like with a stupid smile on her face, just waiting to be pulled back in, waiting for her moment to shine again.
Listen, when I say popping Pepto-Bismol or Modi-Made D,
just let go of her.
I can't do it, right? I was terrified to go live. And then one day, it just came over me. I can be scared rich or scared broke.
Say that again.
I can be scared rich or scared broke.
What are you going to be?
I want to live a blessed life. And so I cannot allow fear to cripple me. Now, here's the thing. It's natural and it's normal to, be concerned or be a little bit afraid, right? But there's a difference from being afraid and intimidated and being terrified and just scared where you can't move, right? Living in fear. And so that day I said, okay, scared rich or scared broke. Either way, I'm going to be scared, but I want to be scared rich. I got too many things and too many people that I want to bless that I can't just sit here, right? And so I did it afraid. It was horrible in the beginning. It was very robotic. I don't think it was really fun. I'm glad those people kept coming back because it really was not what it is today, right? But here's what I learned. It only gets better if you do it. Now, I can be motivated and I can be inspired by other people, but I cannot compare myself because we see it all the time. People come in and they want to be like Mama Frank. They want to be like Brittany, right? Been in for 3 chapters. Do you know your chapters? Do you know how many months you've been here?
How many months?
Mm-hmm.
I've been here the full
So
11
12 times 12, 144, right? So if you've been here for 6 months, you can't compare your chapter 6 to 144. I mean, you know what I mean, right? Not in age and chapters and months, right? But 144 chapters. Think about that. She's had time to figure out the kinks and try it again and try it one more time and go up and go down.
Or is it that she just got in right at the beginning and that's why she's at the top? Are you not considering that at all? Because that probably plays a really big role in this. This woman, she's very charismatic. Like, I can see why people would flock to her, obviously not knowing what an MLM is and what she's doing and what the manipulation is and stuff. I can see why people like her. She's beautiful, she's charismatic, she's got a nice smile, she's friendly, she's talking about God all the time, so that's gonna appeal to the Christians. The Franks, especially the mom, I think that's Robin, they are the cringiest fucking people. And the daughter, Brittany, like, she's really pretty. That is always helpful when you're trying to sell yourself and sell your business. But same thing, like watching her on social media, watching her videos and her TikToks and all of that shit, it's like, this hurts. This physically hurts to watch. I guarantee that if they hadn't joined Paparazzi at the very beginning, they wouldn't be be where they are now. Because in MLMs, timing is basically everything. You know why you can't compare your 6 months to the Frank's 144? Because they got lucky and they signed into a pyramid scheme at the very beginning of it, and you just signed in 12 years later. That's why you can't compare. Two totally different situations, two totally different companies, really.
When you start comparing yourselves, you start feeling like a failure because you're always going to find somebody who's doing better than you. Truth is, there's always somebody doing worse than you too, right? But we don't usually look for them, right? And so we get into the spirit of comparison and we begin to feel like a failure. So if you win the day, then you'll win the week. You win the week, you win the month, you win the month, you win the year. But too many people go out wanting to just win the year, right? So I'm gonna give you an example. When I say I write down my goals in the beginning, right? I don't just say I want to recruit 100 people this year. I don't just say I want to do 300,000 in volume this year. I figure out what that's going to take, what it's going to look like when I break it down every week and every day. I have a selling goal every day. I have a recruiting goal every month because I'm trying to do the big thing, right? We're trying to ultimately get to the top, but you got to take it one step at a time. So whatever you just wrote down, I want you to go and I want you to break it down. If you said that you want to recruit 4 people, right, in the next 30 days, well, then you know that means that you need to recruit 1 per week. To stay on target, 1 per week. So whatever your goal is, break it down, okay? Now, if you're saying to yourself, I don't have the viewership, I don't have the people joining, now you need to focus on what? Adding to your following, the networking aspect. Every day before you go live, before you make a post, you need to start focusing on connecting with others. Now, some great ways and easy ways you can do this is on Facebook, there are millions of groups that you can join. I mean, are you in any groups, Britt, like mommy groups or any type of groups on Facebook?
Oh, there's all, and we've talked about this and tell them.
Yes, join the mommy groups. Do you have a chronic disease or a chronic illness? Join those groups too. And what's she gonna say? Sell to those people. And at this point, these people who recommend this kind of stuff, they are the reasons that when you go into most of these mommy groups and shit, they have a rule that's like, don't sell your shit here. No MLMs. You guys have made such a bad reputation for yourselves that like these mommy groups that you're recommending people join, you're gonna get kicked out of them. You're gonna get talked down to. People don't like to be fucking sold to. If I go to a mommy group, I want to go there to learn about mommy stuff. If I am in the group where we all just pretend to be ants, if you haven't been there, it's a great group. I don't go there to be sold to. I go there to pretend I'm an ant. You're not welcome in these places. That's not what these places are for.
There's different things of what they like, their interests. They can go in and start finding those groups and adding.
Right.
Like cats,
Right.
like dogs, like cancer, like over 45 people.
Do you know it's a group for women who have a shoe size under 5, size 5?
Really?
She goes, like dogs or cats or cancer. Oh my god, she did not just recommend joining cancer support groups to sell your fucking business. What? Whoa! Slow down, rewind. That's fucked up. Hey, Mama Frank, that's fucked up. People go to cancer support groups to be supported by other people who are also going through the same thing. Like, that's some infuriating shit, man.
Right? Anything that you may have an interest, right? Join these groups. Now, you're not going to go in there like paparazzi. You're going in there to meet new people, to network, to build relationships. Because if you start communicating with me on a post and I'm okay, I like you, right?
Okay, but when you're building relationships that way, they're not genuine relationships. She even said, like, you need to have intention when you're doing all these things. And that includes making these relationships. Meet people with intention. Not meet people because you just want to have a friend. Not meet people because you want to genuinely get to know somebody. Meet people because eventually they'll trust you enough and you can pitch your business opportunity to them and they'll bite. That's what this is. There's nothing genuine. See, this goes back to like, what are you willing to do to meet your goals in my MLM? One of those things is pretending to be somebody's friend for like a few months so that they end up trusting you and liking you, only to drop them with the business opportunity thing, break their fucking heart, and never talk to them again. That's really shitty. And that's one thing you have to do. And she's even sitting here telling you, like, this is a good thing to do. Talk to people with intention. That intention is to eventually make money off of them, sell them something, or recruit them. Usually recruit them. That's what this whole Zoom is about, is recruiting people.
Now, here's what's so important. When they go over to your page, and this all goes back to recruiting, okay? When they go over to your page, we believe that within 3 clicks, that something about your business should pop up. When people are being nosy and they're coming to your page and they're checking it out, right? They need to know right away, oh, she sells jewelry. Now, another way that you can introduce yourself in the group is you go in and you talk about whatever the group is talking about. You talk about the cats, you talk about the dogs, you talk about the women with the shoe size under 5, I don't know. But anyways, you talk about whatever the group is about, but you wear a statement piece, okay? And you introduce yourself with a picture. Hi, I'm Emily Brinson. I'm here because I love cookies and I want to know what's the best, baking pan, right? And you introduce yourself, but you let your jewelry talk on your behalf, okay? And you will find a lot of times that people say, oh my gosh, Robin, I love your necklace, right? Okay, thank you. Now, this is when you can private message them and say, I don't know if you've ever heard of Paparazzi, but I got it from Paparazzi and I happen to be a consultant. You're still not selling it. You just let them know where you got it from, right? But you don't put that on the actual page. But this is what you do every day. You network, you talk to people, you go out and about.
That is one way to not get kicked out of these groups right away. Sure, I'll give her that. But this is also one way if you're gonna just give it a little flick on the Facebook page and you're gonna immediately see someone shilling something, anything. That's a big red flag for a lot of people, and that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm trying to do. Not only do I want to prevent people from joining multi-level marketing companies, I just want people to know about them. I want people to be able to recognize when they see them and be able to be like, yikes, not for me, bye-bye. I know what you're doing, bye-bye. That's all I hope. So the people who have watched my videos or anyone else in the anti-MLM movement, they can be like, oh, this person's messaging me about mommy things, oh, cool. And then you go to their profile and you see, fuck, she's in an MLM. And then you just don't talk to them anymore because, again, at that point, if they're the first ones to message you about anything, they're doing it with intention, and that intention is to eventually recruit you.
So when you go out and about, you can have your blessing bags. Now I have people say, well, blessing bags, that's a lot of money. No.
Tell them what a blessing bag is.
Hostess rewards. Just what it is, a blessing, a bag that has your information in that you can introduce yourself to somebody and bless them with the gift. Now, if you have hostess rewards, you can do that for free. You don't have to go into your inventory, right? But those of you who have ordered at least 10 pieces, you're getting a free piece, right? Now, here's what I learned to do, because in the beginning, I would bless people and I would hand out my bags. Okay, here's my bag, right? Well, here's the truth. You don't always get a response from that. But if I hand you my bag, or prior to handing my bag to you, I say I have a gift for you, okay? I love to bless you with something from my business, but I'm just wondering, are you on social media? So before I hand them my card, I connect with them on Facebook, all right? And I let them know I go live on such and such days. There's no obligation to buy. We just have a lot of fun. Go ahead and like and follow my page. So in the meantime, I got their gift in their hand right now. Like I want the stuff from this lady, right? So they go ahead, they like and follow the page, and I get connected with them on social media. I let them know when they can find me, right? I let them know that you're not required to purchase anything. We'd love for you to just hang out, right?
Okay, hold on. She referred to that as a gift, a blessing bag. When have you ever given someone a gift and then you had to spend like 5 minutes giving that person like conditions in order to accept that gift? To be like, you can have this gift, but you have to do these things. Then it's not a gift. It's like, then it's in exchange for something. You're not just giving someone a gift out of the kindness of your heart. You're not just blessing somebody out of the kindness of your heart. You're doing it with intention. You're doing it because you're hoping that that one little bag is going to turn into hundreds of dollars for your commission check someday. That's what you're doing. So stop calling it a gift. It's not a gift. It's a recruitment tactic. If you're making them follow you on social media in order to get a free piece of your lead-laced jewelry, it's not a gift. Then a transaction transaction occurred there. You gave them a piece of jewelry in exchange for their follow on social media. That's a transaction. That's not a gift.
When you hand out a business card, some people will pick their teeth with the business card and throw it on the ground, right? You want to make sure when you give them that business card that you also get their information so that you are kind of in control of staying connected to them, okay? So with that being said, every single day, networking has to be a priority, okay? And we go back to knowing your numbers to grow your numbers. So if you look at your business page right now and it says that you have 300 followers, right? You have to set a goal. By the time the month ends, what? I want 400. I want 500, right? Now, that may be big because we got to add 200 people. But again, we break it down. How many days do we have left in the month? Okay, I don't know what today is. What is it? How many days do we have?
8. So you have 12?
22.
Oh, 22.
Okay, so 22. So you would
What is math?
I know there are some people that are like, well, I go live and nobody shows up, so I'm just not going to go live. Well, guess what? Every now and then somebody will come and binge watch you. Somebody will go back and watch lives from weeks and months ago, right? If there's no content there, you're not going to captivate their attention.
Do people do that with paparazzi? Like, do you really like a paparazzi distributor so fucking much that you go to their past lives and just sit and watch them? I feel like that's unusual. If someone goes back and binge watches that shit, that's weird. Like, it's a totally different thing when you do it to like a YouTuber because you're getting entertainment out of it. My intention with the videos I make is to entertain and educate. With a paparazzi distributor, their videos, their intention is to sell shit to you. So who the fuck is watching that just to be like, I'm bored and I have nothing to watch? There is nothing to watch, so I will watch an old paparazzi stream from 3 weeks ago. What? Who does that?
If you were on the live with Mom and I earlier, you saw what we were saying. hit some emojis. I mean, not emojis, hit the reactions, hit the hearts. Pastor was saying, hit some hearts. We're doing all this kind of stuff, right? We do that intentionally, right? Because after every single live, I don't care if it's 5 people or 500 people, you want to go back and you want to invite everybody who's hit a positive reaction on your live. This is a part of building your numbers. We have over 45,000 followers, but we still do this every single day. We do it on our posts, we do it on our albums, we do it on our lives, okay? This is networking. This is building that number. This is growing that number. This is something that before you go live, before you do anything else, you need to do this. Because the number one complaint is, how do I get more viewers on my live? It's not what you do on your lives, it's what you do in your life. And I know sometimes we think it's just as simple as, I'll make a post and say I'm going live. When I started this, I made phone calls, text messages. I stopped by and let you know, hey, Britt, I'm just swinging by, let you know I'll be live in 15 minutes. Like, you have to do the work behind the scenes to build those numbers up. Be visible. Visibility is power. When you're commenting on a post, right, and you're interacting with people, or you're responding to them, right, or you're sending them a message, you're getting their attention. So the next time you're scrolling, and this is still a part of recruiting, the next time you're scrolling Facebook and you see somebody and she got a new haircut and you love the haircut, right, don't just hit a heart. Tell her, oh my goodness, I love your hair. When did you get it cut, right? Start communicating.
I mean, she straight up admitted it. When you start adding people on Facebook or following people on Instagram, and then you start commenting on their shit, you're not doing it because you actually genuinely like her haircut or whatever the fuck. You're doing it because it's part of recruiting. She just said it. She just said that commenting on people's new haircuts and shit is part of recruiting. So it's not genuine at all. Again, like, this is what I always say, but it's like, you cannot make genuine relationships ever while you're in an MLM. You can't do it, because even if you want to make a genuine relationship with someone, it's still in the back of your mind that's like, well, maybe one day they'll join my paparazzi business. I don't know. I like them a lot, so I'm not going to push it now, but you know, maybe someday they'll ask me about it. It's like, you have that, so that's enough to really just be like, this is extremely ingenuine.
I talk to people in a private message all the time. One reason is sometimes people don't want other people to know. They don't want them to know they're spending money. They don't want people to know they're thinking about joining. If you come from a family of negative people who are going to tell you can't do it, you don't want to put it out in Facebook or, you know, in social media world, let people know you're thinking about joining. So the conversations behind the scenes just started happening so that people could feel comfortable talking to me.
It's basically like, everyone in my life is trying to protect me, and I know that if I say I want to join paparazzi, then my mom and my sister and my brother and my dad and my grandma, they're all going to try to talk me out of this, and I don't want to hear that. Instead of considering that maybe like they're trying to talk you out of it because, I don't know, they love you, they care about you, and they don't want to see you fall for a fucking pyramid scheme and become thousands of dollars in debt from paparazzi, like so many people have. Like, I'm sorry, like, it is not an unusual thing. We all know this by now. People have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars being part of paparazzi. So it's pretty obvious why someone who cares about you might talk you out of it. It's just so strange to me. Like, it's a weird, like, cognitive dissonance where they're like, I know that they're gonna tell me this is not a good thing, so I'm gonna talk to the lady who has something to gain from this. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you want, like, objective opinions? Even before I joined Limelife, I sent, like, all the ingredients and stuff to my sister because she's an esthetician, and I said, is there anything, like, concerning in any of these products? Are they good? Like, whatever. Before I ever signed up. And she told me, like, yeah, for the most part, they're fine. There was something in, like, one of them that she was like, this probably wouldn't be good. You probably shouldn't do that, but, like, everything else seems fine. So then I was like, okay, if my professional esthetician of a sister says that these products are okay, why would I say no? You know what I mean? But, like, with paparazzi, you can't do that shit because they aren't compliant with Prop 65, and they've been found to have high levels of toxic metals within them. So you can't rely on that. So you go la 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 when people try to bring up that. You go la 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 when people who love you try to be like, please don't do this. You're going to get hurt and scammed and bankrupt. You just go, I want to talk to the one who's gonna make money if I do this. Like, what the fuck? Why?
I hear this too, Mom. I get all these people that come on my live, but nobody's shopping. I get people to come on, but nobody's shopping. Let me tell you something about that number. Don't worry about who's shopping right now. Don't make your focus about the money. Again, make it about the people, okay? Because I don't know if you guys saw this. Robbie, did you see when it went viral when the giraffe was giving birth? Did y'all ever see that? They had this thing like for days. Did you see it, Brittany? It was a giraffe that was pregnant, and it was on live for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. I don't know if any of y'all saw that, right? I've never, ever had any interest in seeing a giraffe give birth. I would not Google that. I wouldn't go to YouTube. I don't care. I don't care about it, right? But it was like 20,000 viewers on there. So I wanted to know
What 20,000 people are looking at?
what is everybody looking at? What's everybody on here? And I clicked on there, and even though I wasn't interested in the jewelry, right, I became intrigued to see when was it going to happen. right? And so I found myself clicking on it several times throughout the long 20 or whatever span of hours it was. I kept coming back to it, right? Everybody who comes on is not going to buy from you. They're not going to join you. But that number can help other people join you, can help other people tune in. So the next time you want to say, well, my family comes on, but they don't shop, I don't care. Invite them on. Well, my friend bring them on. Because if you can build a number, what you're going to do is you're going to build the curiosity of the people that are scrolling by. Focus daily on growing that number. So Mama, I hope I covered quite a few of the things we talked about. I know we said that we would try to do about 10 minutes of Q&A. So I'll call you back in.
Yeah.
If there's something that I missed that we talked about, let me know.
I think she should just keep going for the next 5 hours. What do you think?
I mean, I
Maybe
can,
she'll
but
find something else. Isn't she amazing? Oh my gosh. Like I said, I have been so blessed with every single night. We sit around and then Corey jumps in here and says, oh yeah, Mama, you got to do this. And Emily's like, you got to do this and this and this. And it's just, you get home to convention and you're excited, but you're kind of tired. So I come here with Emily and we get all this energy and this excitement. So thank you. Okay. If somebody has a question, do you want to put it in the chat? Put it in the chat and we will ask Emily. How about that?
Sorry, I had to stop. We got a sad baby who wanted his mama. Huh. You just woke up from a nap and you said, where's my mama? Oh, it's okay. All right, let's keep going.
And maybe the schedule looks different days, different times, right? But a minimum of what you're going to do for yourself. So 4 hours, I was like, that's part-time, right? Because 8 hours is a normal shift. And so at least 4 hours I can do part-time. And so right then I said, my minimum from here on out will be 4 hours. And that was back in 2000, I believe it was 2018 when I decided that. And it's been a minimum of 4 hours ever since.
That's a lot.
When I first started, I was sitting down, have a pegboards behind me. I wish I could still have pegboards behind me because they still, while you're selling something else, they're selling back there, right? But as my business grew, I started to need more space for my carts, my buckets, okay? But I started with the 4 hours and then I started standing up. And I will tell you this, if you can stand, stand. If you have to stand and sit, still try to stand. There's a different kind of energy that comes when you're standing, okay? I mean, even when the people who are watching you, like, look at me, I'm like, you have to tune in because I'm like all over the place, right? Versus just sitting there, right? And so I started standing and I would have people like, you're nuts, you stand for 8 hours. I was a cosmetologist, I slept for 8 hours. I've already done this. People that work at different, nurses, you work 12-hour shifts and you stand, right? But why is it a problem when you're standing for yourself? When you're standing for something that you want. So I said, you know what? I'm going to show up a minimum 4 hours. I stayed consistent. I did not start out with the long lives, but I didn't even build up to them. I made a decision and I committed myself to it. And I said, if I'm going to work my business and I want to have success, then I need to show up like I really want it. And so the minimum of 4 hours, I said that and I kept running with it from that point on up until 16 hours. I was going for 24, but my husband stopped me. I was like, man, you're going on the record. But I have 2 consultants on my team. This one sounds really crazy, but I have 2 consultants on my team in my downline. They both have done 50-hour lives.
50 hours?
50 hours. Ebony, the Z necklace, she's one of them. She did the first one. She did a 50-hour marathon. And then I have another young lady.
50 hours?
Without sleeping.
She was like this at the end.
Yeah. Now the other one who did it, her voice went out. At the end, it was a silent, like she couldn't talk anymore. But like everybody was crying because it was just to see the push and the drive and the determination. Like she's lost her voice, but she would not stop. And she made it. She did it.
50 hours? Without sleeping. That's more than 2 days, baby. Like, what? That is so unnecessary. And like, she's sitting here talking it up like it's so, wow, it's so inspirational. She did a live stream for 50 hours without sleeping. And it's like, she said 50, right? Not 15. 50 hours without sleeping. That's past dedication. That is not dedication. At that point, you're just out of your mind.
For some of my ladies who were a little bit older and weren't really savvy when it came to, text messages, I would give them a phone call. Hey, Miss Rose, I'm going live in about 30 minutes. I'd love for you to join me on my page. So I've never done the what did you call it, Britt? The events, but what I do now is the emails.
Dude, if someone called me and was like, hey, I'm going live in 30 minutes, can you stop what you're doing and come watch me on Facebook Live? I'd be like, never talk to me again. Lose my number, bye. What an invasion of privacy. Like, I think we're at the point now where that's just unnecessary. And no one likes to have phone calls unless it's necessary. But like calling people and being like, hey, excuse me, hey, Sheila, stop what you're doing and come watch my Facebook Live, please, thank you. What?
Do you react to if somebody gives you a mad face or a angry emoji?
Negative emojis, reactions, comments?
So negative emojis, right? So how do I react to a negative emoji? Mama's like, okay, like you better get it right, girl. Okay, so
They can't hear them
repeat.
talking.
I got you, right? But I don't always remember. Okay, so seriously, when I used to be like, well, who's mad, right? And I would joke about it and laugh about it. And then I found out that helps your algorithms too. So then because it's a reaction, right?
Alex was saying that. He said, I asked people to give me the negative because then it's getting that reaction, and Facebook was boosting up even more.
Exactly. So now I'm like, I don't know who's mad, but thank you for helping me, baby. You know what I mean? Like we laugh about it and we joke about it, but I don't get frustrated and I don't.
She's right, as far as I understand, yeah. Didn't Facebook get in trouble because, like, certain reactions were boosting posts higher? Specifically, I want to say anger and, like, sad. Facebook would push that up to the top for some reason because I think more people will interact with a sad or an angry post. I'm pretty sure that's what Facebook got in trouble for, or part of the reason they got in trouble last year or whatever it was. But I'm pretty sure she's right, and this is what I always say too. A lot of people stopped leaving me hate comments, specifically like multi-level marketing distributors who are angry and want to call me a liar and blah blah blah. They basically have stopped interacting with my YouTube channel because I started saying, like, all right, your comment adds to the algorithm, thanks, because it does. If a video gets a shitload of comments, then Facebook sees that, or YouTube sees that, the algorithm sees that as something that's getting a lot of attention.
If somebody comes on and they say something negative about Paparazzi or the founders, now I will educate the ignorant, okay? I will help you and let you know the truth about things, but I don't get frustrated. I just let you know, hey, this is the truth, and you heard whatever, but this is the truth. Let's keep it moving.
Hi. So my question is, when you started going live, I can't even see. Let me put my glasses on. So when you started going live,
hang on, why was she driving without her glasses on? Someone take this woman's license away. Holy shit.
So go on and get them all, hot and bothered, right? And then go over, right, to where you want them at and start selling from there.
If you're gonna get your audience hot and bothered, then you probably should be on, like, OnlyFans or something. Just so you guys know, I probably have been cutting some parts out of this because she kind of is getting a little repetitive, and I don't want the video you're watching to get repetitive, so I'm just gonna cut out some of the spots that I feel like she's said over and over, just to cut out some of the fluff, but I'm not changing the context, I promise.
Erica said she was going live and making money with Paparazzi, and then started seeing that she stopped spending time with her family.
Okay.
And so she's working full time, trying to do Paparazzi, but missing out on her family. So what's the balance of?
But now she's missing the money.
She's missing money with Paparazzi.
So there are so many different, what do I want to say?
Levels of balance.
No, I'm looking for, it's so many components to Paparazzi, okay? There is a job for everybody. Like, you can find something for your kids. I had a young lady one time, and her daughter was like 2 or 3 years old, and her job was to pick up all the plastic and keep the floors clean. And she would pay her like $5 a week, right? And so this was big to her, right?
You paid a 3-year-old $5 a week? This is literally just like exploiting your children for labor.
It's not just, put you in a room, watch TV, get on a tablet. She was working with mommy. You know what I mean? So for me, everybody in my family is a part of the business. Everybody has a different role that they play so that we don't feel like mommy's always at work. Like, they're with me. They're doing it with me. As far as relationship wise with my husband, like, vendor events used to be like date night for us. And so it was like, like, it was date night. And so, and we did really well.
That is not a healthy relationship. Working turned into dates for me and my husband. Like, what? Stop trying to make that a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. And most people probably don't want that to be a thing. Oh my God. Vendor events become your date nights? Like, what?
Because the whole purpose is you don't want to go out and have that part-time job that pulls you away. So having it home, you figure out how to bring your family into it. That's the best thing I could have ever done. And now at this point, my mom works for me, my grandma works for me.
Grandma's 86 years old and she's working for her, helping do packages.
Yes. And loves it, and it gives her something to do. My dad, we could call and have the post office come and pick it up, but he's transportation. So he comes and picks up all the packages that are going out, and we pay him, because he won't let me give him any money. So now we can pay him, right? Sorting out the boxes, the pieces. Like, when my shipment comes in, I do have a guy that does it for me, but if he's not there, my grandkids are there, I give them 10 pink buckets and they have a ball.
Damn, she's one good looking grandma, shit.
So again, it's not so much about trying to separate it, but trying to figure out how you can incorporate it and let them be a part of it, because they want to be a part of it.
Yeah,
they want to be a part of it.
They're children, okay? Like, they don't know that they're being exploited. I understand the whole, like, they just want to hang out with mommy, because Griffin's downstairs right now, like, wanting to get up to me, and I can't have him up here. He's with my husband and my daughter. But it's like, he wants to be up here hanging out with me while I'm filming. I get that, okay? But, like, she's basically, like, recruiting her kids to do work for her. She's like, you don't want to separate it, you want to incorporate it. It's like, you don't have to. And what if your kids don't want to?
They'll start to understand that paparazzi is paying for this, right? And so, like, my kids know, like, you want to go on a trip, get to work, right? You want something new, get to work, right? I teach mine, if you don't work, you don't eat. Yeah. So if you're hungry, you better come help me work.
She did not just say that. Oh my God. If you don't work, you don't eat. So she makes her kids work so that they can have sustenance? They're children, dude. Like, I'm sure I bet this is what she's saying. She's probably trying to teach them a lesson, like, you can't have food if you don't have money, and this is what makes us money, so we have to, like, I'm sure she wasn't, like, actually holding out and starving her children, but that, just the principle of it, it's like, they're kids, okay? It's not that hard to just, like, not make them work. I cannot believe she said that.
So with my giveaways, one, I never give away anything that's not paparazzi. Okay, I know there are some people that I want everything coming back to my business, but I'm giving away the amount of pieces as how many viewers we get up to.
So today I had 672. So she would give 676 pieces of Hostess rewards away.
Now, I think Hostess rewards are what they get, like, I'm pretty sure it's free jewelry. Like, I think they have a buy 10, get 1 free kind of thing. When you, like, set up your sales through a party, depending on how much you sell, Paparazzi will give you free jewelry, free pieces. But, like, the average person does not have 600 pieces that they're getting for free from Paparazzi, let alone, like, 1 or 2 to just give away like that. I mean, this is just unrealistic expectations and also wild. Okay, let me do the math here. Now, I know they're saying Hostess rewards, not actually pieces that you paid for, but let's be honest, if you are somebody who has 20 viewers in a day and you want to do a giveaway with 20 pieces, 20 viewers is not a lot, and you probably don't have 20 pieces from Hostess rewards. So let's see, she said 600? $1,650 is what would come out of her pocket if she had to pay for all of her pieces. That's 600 times $2.75. $1,650. $1,650 is what that's worth to her. That's a lot of money. I mean, also it's a lot of pieces of jewelry to give away, but it's a lot of money too.
She gives away tons because she's an Empire Diamond, so she has double Hostess rewards, so she gets lots of Hostess rewards. But if you're just starting out, you don't quite have as many Hostess rewards.
Must be nice to be able to get double what everyone else gets, and you're gonna be like, yeah, you just give away 600 pieces of jewelry, that's fine, it's no big deal. It's like you get double what everyone else gets, and that's not fair.
People are willing to go and put money on, do this marketing and do this, and it's like, oh, I'm going to boost my live. You don't know if you're going to get that back. So it's not looking at where, one, use your Hostess, but on the second part of it is you take that as if I'm willing to spend $50, $20, you're $275 per piece. So if you're willing to spend whatever it is for marketing, you're doing that exact same thing. And I feel like there's so many people that, I'm not going to give away 5 pieces of jewelry or 10 pieces of jewelry. But if you look at that as, okay, 10 pieces, that's $27.50. That is the cheapest marketing you could get out there.
So she's basically saying, no, you should spend money on giveaways and you should take this out of your inventory that you've paid money for. That's how people get in debt. Wow. Not just that, but like just overspending, overbuying these giveaways that probably don't amount to anything at the end of the day. She's literally just like, hey, I mean, it's only $27. And it's like, dude, you're selling $5 jewelry. You're making $2.20 per sale. Unless you have a team, you're not making a lot of money. Let's be absolutely honest with ourselves.
So what do you do if you don't have a ton of inventory, but you want to stay live longer? Was another part.
Do you just start repeating those same pieces, or what do you do?
Okay. So I have repeated in the past, but I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I've never really struggled with my inventory, okay? Because even though I came in with no money, because I've done multi-level marketing direct sales before, I know the power of inventory. There are some people that don't believe in a lot of inventory. I believe in the power of inventory, okay? Inventory will get you more viewers. It will get you more shoppers, more sales, more recruits, everything, right? So I did what I call aggressive reinvesting from the beginning. I told my husband, we've been in this hole for however long we've been in this hole. We're going to stay in it for a little while longer until we get our business into a good position, okay? So I know everybody can't do that. Some people can only sell, keep their 45% and reinvest their 55%. In the beginning, for months, I reinvested everything. The truth is, when we started Paparazzi, our lights got cut off, our water got cut off. Most people would have said, oh, I have the money. I said, that's Sparkle Within's money. That's not our money, because I knew that I wanted to get to a place where I never had to struggle again. And I wanted to build my store.
So what she's saying is you need to be willing to let your power go out and lose your access to water just so you can buy inventory, just so you can inventory load, just so you can get a big old hunk of lead lace jewelry that you're never going to sell. No one's ever going to buy this shit because it's ugly. Yeah, no, that's really irresponsible. Yeah, you should definitely be telling these people that. Do you know why she's making this such a big point right now? It's because she makes money off of every single piece of inventory that her downline buys, period. So if she can convince her downline to continue to buy inventory, and she's sitting here like, oh, I've never had a problem with my inventory. I'm successful because I know the power of inventory. All these people who are watching, I gotta go, I guess I gotta get more inventory. I don't have enough pieces. If I don't have enough pieces to do a whole live and I have to start repeating pieces, then I guess I don't have enough. That's dangerous territory, man. And she's just out here just like, yeah, that's what you gotta do. Oh my God, ma'am.
But you want to make sure that you are at least reinvesting that 55%. Because if you are selling and taking that money and going to take care of other things and paying for bills and all that, you're gonna put yourself out of business. You have to have discipline when it comes to the reinvesting part of your business. I've seen people go in, buy a $4.99 kit, go crazy, sell 200 pieces, and then go and buy something crazy or buy groceries, right? Or do something.
Buy something crazy like groceries. What? Pretty sure that's a necessity. I'm pretty sure you need that shit to live and survive as a human. Ma'am?
Again, either at least a 55%, because remember, we make a 45% profit. So only 45% of that sale belongs to you. The other 55% belongs to your business. So never forget that. But yeah, you can do creative things like, do a live where you teach your customers how to shop. Once you get done, oh, somebody's calling. Somebody's name Bear.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that one of the babies? Hold on.
Where did they go? All these people at the top are just like, just sitting there waiting. This is so awkward.
Isn't she the best? I'm sorry, it's not as clear anymore. We were on a phone, but now it's, so we love you guys. I know you have many more questions. You can post them in the chat and we'll try and ask Emily tomorrow night and I'll see if we can get them posted. She is just an angel, and I'm so grateful that she asked.
Why is she always crying?
We love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you again, Emily, for being here. I love you guys. Can't wait. We're running. This is our year. Woo! Woo-hoo! Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful night.
I love watching them end this shit, man. It's always just like pure awkwardness and I love it. Well, guys, that is the end of that. Let me know what you think. I am kind of shocked at some of the things we heard today. Like, what the hell? There's so many moments there where I was just like, why the fuck did she say that? Who says that? Who does that? What was your favorite part? And by favorite part, I mean, what is the part that infuriated you the most? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. And while you're leaving that comment, I'm gonna read a list of my patrons and my members to you. Oh, also thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Click the links down below, use my code, get that discount. You're gonna love HelloFresh, I absolutely guarantee it. So these people are my financial supporters. They get access to things like our private Discord server. Sometimes they get early access to videos. We have a postcard club, and sometimes even more than that. I have a channel in the Discord that's just exclusive pictures of Pop-Tart. Super important things. So if any of that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/Savannah Marie, or you can click the join button beneath this video. 2 minutes from being done, and Griffin's like, I need you now. Poor guy. Whatever works for you is fine by me. And with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Hula Chowdown, Janelle Pratt, Amanda Shannon, Katrina Rosemarick, Cecilia Dudek, Christy Taylor, Elizabeth Wyatt, Eve Blondo, Nitty Dragon, Leanne, Meredith Nakata, Ryamu, Sheila Tapia, Turd Ferguson, Alice W., Forrest Geller, Caroline Reed, Casey Scraper, Daniel Urena, E. Higgins, Jerry Duncan, Hannah Morrison, Animal Crossing, Heidi Ha, Julia Wheeler, Kim Cartwright, Maddie Darley, Marley Fletcher, Princess Deathwish, Ray, Tuesday the 13th, Martine Hubert, The Best Elephant, Jessica Billhart, Carol Jenks, Colin F., Laura Jensen, Mitchie84, Vegan Chicky Nuggy, Jess Kronfeld, Emion, Auntie Lou, Little Birdie, and Fallon Lowry, and to the rest of my fabulous financial supporters, thank you so much for being here and for being you. Even if you're not a financial supporter, thank you for making it to the end of this video. I'm sure it ended up being pretty long, so thank you for being here. Keep making waves, babes. I'll smell you all later. Mommy Tsunami, out.